The Brand Story Media recently organized the Indian Brand and Leadership Conclave 2022 on the theme of Embracing the Change, the New Normal. The conclave was marked with insightful keynotes delivered by nationally renowned personalities including Shri Fagan Singh Kolaste, Shri Kabir Bedi, Shri Vineet Goenka, Shri Sameep Shastri and Laxmi Narayan Tripathi. The conclave saw power-packed panel discussions on Atmanirbhar Bharat and Data is the New Oil, and celebration of Indian brands and leaders with an award ceremony that honored brands and leaders under various categories.
Please put your hands together for the guest of honor, Laxmi Narayan Tripathi ji, Acharya Mahamandaleshwar, Kinnara Akhada and transgender rights activist of India, a Bollywood actor, Bharatanatyam dancer, choreographer and a motivational speaker. I request Laxmi Narayan Tripathi ji to please join us on the stage. I also request Dr. Abhay Kaushik to please come up on the stage and give away the Leader of Hope Award to honor an unparalleled contribution towards transgender rights activism.
Very much good morning, Jai Shri Mahakal. When you talk about leadership and when you talk about walking together, it is all when we have learnt it so nicely in these few years which has gone. And as rightly said by my previous speakers, even Kabir ji also mentioned what the pandemic has done. I represent the most marginalized community in this country. What has the COVID has taught us that communities, when come together, sometimes your own family members don't support you, but your friends and your created family, your chosen family is always standing with you. The same thing happened with the transgender community. First we thought that the lockdown is there only for a month, so the most marginalized of the marginalized gave away everything, and later on they were starving. So we started this whole campaign that people may not die of COVID but may die of hunger. So when the basics of life is all about food and hunger, then you talk about leadership. So the leadership is all about people present in this room, people who are into the business world, where they have to think. I believe that with leadership comes equity, inclusion, and then diversity. We all are diverse. Every person is diverse from one person to another. But equity is very important. Till you don't give equal equity to people, then how you will address diversity, then how you will address inclusion. Today, world is changing under the leadership of our government and Prime Minister Narendra Modi ji. Transgender, the only sexual minority which is visible and yet treated as invisibles, has got its right. Today we have Transgender Act, we have transgender policies, we have so many things which is working together in the upliftment of the community. But now it is the necessity and it is the need of the hour. I always say, why you are interested in what happens in my room or in my bedroom or at my home? Please be interested in what is the ability what I can give to the organization, my procure, how much I can be productive towards your own institution. This is very necessary, and every institution of business should have a proper HR policy in hiring people, because now is the world of inclusion, and if you don't include people in your workforce, recently what had happened 1.5 years ago, we recruited 50 people with Flipkart, transgender people, and Flipkart, 50 people. With the performance of that 50 people, they opened an opening of 450 people. The organization was thrilled, but the organization had the responsibility of addressing all the issues that a transgender person feels comfortable in that setting. The trans person is not discriminated. There are restrooms, there are locker rooms which are necessary for the trans people. Around 500 openings across India. We have employed 500 transgender people through Kidney Services Private Limited. It's only that, see, we don't require sympathy. We require empathy. It is necessary that in this changing scenario, in this changing world, you accept. I was telling you that it is necessary. Inclusion is the most necessary thing. With inclusion, it's not only for tokenism. Today what happens, I have seen at many places, that few organizations employ 1 or 2 transgender persons, and later on they will say, oh, we have done our inclusion part. But that is not inclusion. World is changing. Time is changing. Everything is changing around us. Now we are talking about another wave of COVID. We all are in a tensed movement. The positivity rate is rising of COVID in this country at present. Very necessary for our people from community which are the most marginalized is acceptance. Acceptance without discrimination in your minds or your preconceived notions. At this leadership conclave, I would really request all the leaders to broaden their vision in accepting the most marginalized people from the LGBT community, people from different color, different caste, because it is necessary. When we stand together, when we think together, then only we can change this country. Changing India is what is happening, and change will only happen. See, because the mantra is given by our Prime Minister that the whole world is our family, but we intend to forget our own family members from our own society. Thank you so much for calling me over here. Dhanyavad.
Thank you for watching today's episode of India's Brand and Leadership Conclave. We will be back with yet another episode of leading brands and leaders of the nation. Until then, take care and stay tuned.